Do you remember that one? Special toy from your childhood? The one you swore had a life of its own? Well, let me tell you a story about a little wooden soldier named Leo. To everyone else, Leo was just an ordinary toy soldier, beautifully carved and painted, standing guard on my bookshelf day after day. He had a bright red uniform, a tall black hat, and a painted-on smile that never wavered. I loved him, but I had no idea about his secret. It all started last Tuesday. I was up late, trying to finish a school project. As the clock on my wall ticked closer to midnight, I started getting sleepy. My eyes were getting heavy, and I was about to give up and go to bed when something strange happened. Dong, dong! The old grandfather clock in the hallway began to chime. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12. On the 12th strike, a faint golden light started to glow from my bookshelf. I blinked, thinking my tired eyes were playing tricks on me, but the light grew brighter, wrapping itself around the little wooden soldier. Leo. I sat up, completely frozen, my sleepiness gone. The light pulsed, and then, as if he was taking his first breath, Leo stretched his tiny wooden arms. He blinked his painted-on eyes, which now sparkled with life. He hopped down from his spot, his little wooden feet making a soft pitter-patter sound on the shelf. He looked around, his head turning from side to side, and then his gaze landed on me. I held my breath. Was I dreaming? Leo gave me a tiny, formal bow. He then scurried across the bookshelf, his movements surprisingly quick and graceful. He jumped onto my desk, landing right next to my half-finished project, a diorama of a medieval castle. He looked at the tiny paper knights and the cardboard castle walls, then back at me, a curious expression on his now very animated face. He pointed a finger at the diorama and then started marching in place, like a true soldier ready for battle. I couldn't help but giggle. He wasn't scary at all. He was charming. I whispered, "Hello, Leo." He stopped marching and gave me another bow, his painted smile seeming much more genuine now. For the next hour, we played in secret. Leo was a brilliant strategist. He'd point to different spots on my diorama, directing the paper knights in a mock battle against an imaginary dragon, which was actually my pencil sharpener. He'd use my eraser as a barricade and a ruler as a bridge. He was so serious and focused, it was hilarious. We built forts out of books and used paper clips as grappling hooks. The entire room became our playground, a silent, magical world that only we knew about. As the night went on, I learned more about Leo's secret, he told me, through a series of adorable gestures and charades, that all toys have a spark of magic, but only at midnight, and only if someone truly believes in them can they come to life for a little while. My room, which was usually just a place to sleep and study, had transformed into a kingdom of imagination, all thanks to my little wooden friend. But as the first hints of dawn started to peek through my window, Leo began to slow down. He looked toward the window, then back at me with a sad little expression. He pointed to the clock. Our time was almost up. He scurried back to the bookshelf, climbed onto his designated spot, and stood at attention. The golden glow returned, softer this time. He gave me one last, tiny wave. As the light faded, his limbs became stiff again, and his sparkling eyes turned back into painted dots. His smile was just a smile painted on wood once more. The next morning, everything was back to normal. The books were on the shelves, the diorama was on my desk, and Leo was standing guard, perfectly still. It felt like a dream, but when I went to grab a pencil, I noticed something. My pencil sharpener, the dragon, was on the other side of the desk, next to a barricade made of iron. And next to Leo, propped up against his wooden feet, was a tiny, folded paperclip shaped like a grappling hook. It wasn't a dream. It was our secret! Now, every night, I make sure to be awake at midnight. You never know when your favorite toy might just want to come out and play. So next time you look at your old toys, remember, Leo, maybe, just maybe, they're waiting for their own magical midnight adventure with you. Thanks for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the world of imagination. See you next time!